Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot, and welcome to another Ryanair Real Ops. Today we are going to fly the 737-8200 from Charleroi to Biarritz, a short 1 hour and 25 minute flight across Europe. Now, I'd say we are gonna get straight into this one and board our 737 MAX, and then we'll get ready for today's service. Now, it's just worth mentioning again, I absolutely love the 3D cabin that iFly have put into the aircraft here. It's simply one-to-one the Ryanair cabin. That's really nice. Really nice. Okay then, let's get into the flight deck over here and start setting our 737 up. It looks like we do not have a ground power just yet, so let's get one just now. Here we go, and then we can get started with the electrical power-up. Now let's go ahead and do the fire test and the squib test, and then we can go ahead and do all those tests over here. This time I did not forget to assign my thrust levers as well. Then we can do the fire test, which is looking good. Turn on the voice recorder, test the flight recorder, which is looking good. Clackers looking good. Stall warning is looking good, and then we have the IRSs, which are going into nav. Alright, so that's all looking good. So let's take a seat on the captain's seat of our 737, and then we can start with a light test down here, which is all looking fantastic. Test these and do the oxygen test, which is looking fantastic. Okay, last but not least, it is rather early in the morning and those displays seem a little bright for my taste here. Let's just turn them right down to the middle, somewhat like this and like this. Alright, this is a little nicer, isn't it? So, quick check down in the FMC, 737-82, 27K engine, nav database is up to date. Alright, then let's just dim that electronic flight back. I think it's a little bright for my taste here as well. And then we can have a look into our flight plan. So let's import that thing. Here we are, and that's what it looks like, leaving Charleroi, and then we'll be heading across France and landing down in Biarritz. Now for our route of flight, let's have a look at this one, starting with the significant weather chart, which is quite clear. So just some icing below level 240, the rest is all looking fantastic. And for the airport weather, Charleroi, clear skies, 24086, I think that's quite clear. And the QNH is 1014, let's go ahead and set that like this. Alright, our destination in Biarritz, 29086, 19 degrees, 1019, tempo broken 1000. Overall, that's what the forecast looks like as well. It's gonna clear up throughout the day. It's a bit of a pity that we arrived there with overcast skies, because it is a beautiful approach down on runway 27, but we gotta live with what we get. And Bordeaux is looking perfect as well. Then, looking into our summary, we're leaving Charleroi at 5:55 UTC, arriving in Biarritz just about on time. Our weights are all looking good, cruising in flight level 330, and they want us to take 6.2 tons of fuel. I do not see any reason to take any more than that, so 6.2 it is. Let's go into the payload and balance. Then passengers are gonna be 197. Like this. Fuel 6,200. Or was it 2? Let's just see that again. Yep, 6,200. And we are scheduled to be at 62.7. And looking down here, that means we need 300 kilos of bags. So let's put in 300 kilos of bags. Quite realistic, by the way, for Ryanair, that you don't have much in the hold. That's really expensive with Ryanair, so therefore you don't get it. Okay, cool. Let's go for a real-time loading over here, and with that we are up and ready to go. So let's go for GSX as well, request boarding, so that we get the visual animation. And with all of that now in progress, let's go ahead and get started with the remainder of our procedures. And for that, the first thing we are going to do over here is going to be the walk around, and for that we are going to turn the hydraulic pumps on and the lights on, and then we are good to go. Refueling is still in progress, so we are going to leave the lights off, and then let's head outside. By the way, beautiful blue tone on the Boeing Sky interior, isn't it? Why? I specifically set my aircraft so that I have an air stair. Look at that. God, GSX. This airplane absolutely has an air stair in its setup. Buck. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start the walk around down here. Everything looking good. Then we can head outside. The pedos are looking good. Same on this side. Door handles are flush. And we do have static ports that are unobstructed. Then let's get around the plane over here. Leading edge flaps are looking good. Engine has no sign of any damages. Looking beneath the engines, no scrap marks. And then we can walk around the wing. Okay, everything good over here. Nobody crashed into our split scimitar winglet. All looking good. The back side of the engine is good. There's nothing in there that's not supposed to be in there. And then we can head around that landing gear where all is looking good. Into the wheel well. Hydraulic indicators okay. And then let's head back outside. Just make our way through here and have a look. The door handle on the aft door is flush, outflow valves open, the stabilizer is all looking good, the APU door is closed as you can see, and is intended to be that way. We got two operative nav lights. There's no sign of any damages or anything. Then let's have a quick look into the tail skid, which is in good shape, and then we can walk further up front. Have a look at the landing gear on this side of the aircraft, where everything is good. Into the nose wheel, into the wheel well. Squib pressure is looking good. The rest of it, no oil leaks, no nothing. That's all okay. Alright, so having a look at the trailing edge. Everything's fine, static wick dischargers all in place. Leading edge is looking good. Then let's have a look into the back of the engine, which is fine, and the bottom of the engine is fine. Ah, that's where the noise is coming from. Alright, so the engine's looking fine, so is the leading edge flap. And the... Okay, it's getting too loud here. So, follow me back inside, and then we can... That is an original Ryanair unit? Almost. Almost. The wing is original. Okay. So, let's take a seat again, and then we can start the setup of our airplane. By the way, a little bug here. We're flying the Echo India Hotel Echo Yankee, not Hotel Golf Echo. The tail sign shows up automatically, so just something worth mentioning here. Okay, then let's go ahead and start our setup process. So, we're in Echo Bravo Charlie India, and we can copy and paste the GPS position. And then we're flying to Lima Fox Bravo Zulu, and we're the Ryanair 9er to November uniform. Okay, departing Charleroi, runway 24. Our route is going to be the Chivre 6 Yankee departure. And then November 87 to Lesdo. No, Ryanair does not have data link, so you have to enter that stuff manually. But you can see that it's actually rather quick when you do have hardware controls, like you obviously do in the real airplane. So, Limoges, Valley, Osmob. Then Vavix and Majek. Okay. And runway 27 is the arrival. ILS Zulu, Majek 3 Sierra. Let's see where that leads us to. Waypoint 277, so let's take that transition. Alright, activate performance initialization. Cost NX 27, 2.6 and 62.4, flight level 330. Top of climb wind 301 at 46. And ISA deviation 4 degrees. Transition altitude 4501. Outside temperature is 18 at the moment. That's the non-aspirated pitot tube for you guys. And down here we'll keep the noise abatement as it is for the time. 250 below 10,000. Now let's go for our engine out set. And for that we will be using Blackbox 711's website. And he says the engine out is straight at to 25 miles to hold. So let's do that. EBCI, runway track 243/25. Like that. Then let's go ahead and enter the holding. 243 right turns, and we are climbing the 3,000 feet. Okay, boarding complete. That sounds good. Now, I'm trying to... Okay. Anyway, buck. So, let's copy that one and put it into the fix page like this. Then we got our SID. Let's have a quick look at that. Straight ahead, Charlie India 009, and then a right turn to Chèvre, climbing 4,000. So let's put that down here and up here. Like this. Fantastic. Then let's go to the route data and... well, it should already give us the opportunity to enter the climb wind without having to press execute. So that's a bug down there. Okay, so be it. Now let's put the EFB away and quickly run the tracks over here. Refueling is already completed. So that's all looking good. We don't need the APU just yet. So 250, that means the field elevation is 200. Like that. Right igniter. Flight directors on. Runway heading 243. Funny how they always call it the iFly Max 8. Time for a voice package to come out, I'd say. You can modify all of that stuff, so I am looking forward to those things arriving. Who knows, maybe by the time that I publish this video, one is already available. So, hydraulic quantities are looking good, engine oil quantities are looking good, and if we're up here already, you can also set the MFRA of 1600. Like that. Okay, so we got all the stuff up here, then let's go down here. So we can take Chevrolet 13.2. VOR 1, 2 and all that stuff. Now we don't want to completely blow our ears away, so let's just set something sensible down here. Like that. Alright, frequencies, what do we need? Here we are, and then we got 121.805. And 121.305. Like that. Alright, the rest is set over there. Then Ryanair does not have TCAS above and below modes. In fact, this is an 8200. The 8200 doesn't have this type of transponder. iFly went the easy way there and simply copied what they had on their standard Max 8, but this is an 8200, different airplane. Okay, and with that we are pretty much done with our setup work down here. Then let's go ahead and go for our briefing, please. Or actually, I tell you what, let's grab the clearance first. And this, guys, is what it sounds like when you take something out of your flight bag. So 8 is 13463.
Closed for taxiway resurfacing. Expect delays. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Victor. Brussels South Charleroi Airport. Information, Victor. 0420 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 24. Wind 240 at 6. Cab OK. Temperature 18. Dew point 11. QNH 1014. Transition level 60. West ramp closed for taxiway resurfacing. Expect delays. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Victor. Brussels South Charleroi Airport. Information, Victor.
Alright, 8 is Victor is on board. Charleroi ground, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Information, Victor. Request IFR clearance to Biarritz.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, cleared to Biarritz via the Chevrolet 6 Yankee departure runway 24. Initial climb flight level 070. Departure on 133.13. Squawk 1744.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, cleared to Biarritz via the Chevrolet 6 Yankee departure runway 24. Climb flight level 70. Departure 133.13. Squawk 1744. Right, 24, Chevrolet 6 Yankee, 70 set, 13313, and then the squawk is 1744. Cool, and with that our clearance is on board, then let's say hello to our passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon, well, a very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Ryanair, I'd like to welcome you all on board of our Boeing 737-8200 on our flight to Biarritz. Today we're looking at a flight time of 1 hour and 25 minutes, expecting a smooth ride in 33,000 feet or about 10 kilometers altitude. For the time being, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. If there is anything we can do for you to make it more comfortable, please do not hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Thank you very much for your attention, and again, welcome on board. Okay, got that. So, let's do our weight and balance, since the boarding is supposed to be completed. Theoretically. Looks like we got a slight difference from the target there. Actually, no, it's still boarding. That's interesting. They made all the PA and everything. Okay. Well, let's go with the expected figures then. So 62.8 is the zero fuel weight. So that's 400 kilos up, but we should be fine with our fuel. And then with that we should get an estimated 68.9 and 23.1. So 68,900 and 23.1. Alright, calculate. Assume temperature data valid only for lower OAT. What did I fuck up? Oh, that's what I fucked up. Alright, that's fine. So 18 degrees and the wind 240/6. Okay, flaps 5 takeoff, 45 degrees. Flaps 5, 23.1, and that's supposed to be 44, 44, 48. QRH doesn't give us anything, probably because it's not executed yet, but that is fine. Here we go. $148, and for the trim, should be able to calculate that stuff. 6.3. Okay, like that. So that's all looking good. Then let's go for the departure briefing, and I have no threats for today's departure. So, route track. Echo Bravo Charlie India, Lima Fox Bravo Zulu, Romeo Yankee Romeo 902 November uniform. And the routing is from Chivre, November 872 Lesdo, direct Kobin, direct Dukra, Upper November 872 Resmi, Upper November 857 Sac, direct Akib, Arnav, Limonge, Uveli, Osmob, Vavix, Majek, and Majek arrival, execute 538 miles versus 532, perfect, and average 312 at 33. Let me just put that in. Alright, and then we have 2.7 remaining versus 2.6, so 100 kilos extra. Not the world, but okay. So, time UTC is 0512, altimeter 1014, reading 610, MFRA 1600, flight directors on, minus master, standby instruments set. It's a left seat takeoff, runway 24, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 1, and the engine out straight at 25, pick up the holding in 3000, MSA 2.6. If we need to come back, runway 24 is in there and programmed. Emergencies as briefed in the crew room on the way to the aircraft, and for the taxi it's a pushback, most likely to the left hand side, and to the right hand side. Standard taxi out, no specials in here. Now for our departure, Chivre 6 Yankee departure, straight at waypoint 9er, right turn to Chivre, climbing 70 non-standard, and down here we could just enter 70. Actually, tell you what, let's see, can we even make that over here? No, so we put it down here, 70. Alright, that's all looking good, and with that we are basically done. And speeds within 1 knot, trims already set. Okay, that's all looking good. Fantastic. So, what's our weight and balance doing? Now this one is done as well. Data is as expected, that's looking good, and we are pretty much full. Okay, excellent. So we got that stuff. Then let's do the safety inspection checklist, and before start checklist, down to the line, please. Services and shocks checked, maintenance status checked, battery on, electric hydraulic pumps on, landing gear lever down, ship's library checked, ELT armed, iris mode selectors, nav, gear pins 1 to 3 removed, probe covers 1 to 3, 4, 5 removed, light test checked, oxygen test 100%, yaw damper on, nav transfer and display switches normal and auto, fuel 6.2 required, 6.2 on board, 4 pumps on, cabin utility IV galley power on, emergency exit lights armed, fast modes on, window heat on, air conditioning pressurization, pack throttle bleeds on set, pressurization mode selector auto, instruments cross check, auto brake, RTO, hydraulics, normal, speed brake. Down deturn, parking brake set, stop trim cutout switches normal, wheel well fire warning checked, radius, radar and transponder set and standby, rudder and aileron trims 3 and 0, takeoff briefing discussed, PA complete, FMC CDU set, N1 and ES bugs, automatic takeoff 2 at 45 degrees, 44, 44, 48 set, stop trim 6.3 set, performance weight and balance sign send, phones off, EFB, airplane mode and stowed, flight winners and cockpit door. Locked, doors closed, passengers seated. Before start checklist complete, down to the line. Okay, APU is available, then let's give it 2 minutes for the bleed, and then we can disconnect the ground equipment. So you can go and you can go, and GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. Okay, and then we are pretty much ready. So that's our parking stand chart. That is looking good. Okay, good. So then we're ready to go. Ground from cockpit. Please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. And that's all confirmed. Ryanair 902 November uniform, request pushback and startup.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, pushback and start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback and start approved, facing northeast, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Okay. Before start checklist below the line, air compacts off, anti-collision light on, parking brake set, transponder alt off, before start checklist complete. And that's just the dual bleed, that's okay. So, ground from cockpit. Pushback approved, facing northeast, and the parking brake is set. Roger, release parking brake. Parking brake released. Thank you, start and pushback, and you're clear to start the engines in sequence. Roger. And we are starting engine 2. Clear 2. Engine 2 start. It's a max, so I'm commencing the engine start rather early over here. On the NG you could delay that a bit. N2. N1. But on the max, due to the boat rotor motoring, just commence engine start as soon as possible. That way you're not catching up any delays. Okay, pushback completed, set parking brake. Parking brake set. So, you're clear to lower the aircraft, remove all equipment, and advise when clear, please. And then we have a good start on engine 2, starting engine 1. Clear 1. Okay, isolator pack, and engine 1 start. And 2. And 1. Motoring. So, I see a tuck, I see a tow bar. It's quite funny, on the NG an engine start takes 42 seconds. On the Max it takes more than double that. AKA you could start both engines on the NG in the time that you start a single engine on the Max. Alright, there's the ramp agent and he's holding a pin. Good. By the way, did you see how the drive disconnect light went out the second that I turned the fuel on? It's a little too early. The generator should really only become available somewhat later in the start process. Using reserve fuel. That's checked. Starter cutout, monitor 1, and number 1 is stable. Flaps 5. So the clear signal has been seen. Flight control track. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. And neutral. Before taxi checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe heat on, anti-res off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation mode auto, flaps 5 required, 5 selected, and a green light. Step trim 6.3 set, start lever sidely turned, flight controls checked, recall checked, before taxi checklist complete. Ryanair 902 November uniform, request taxi.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, runway 24 taxi via hotel Mike 6 November 6.
Taxi runway 24 via hotel Mike 6 November 6, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Okay, hotel is the outer taxiway, so we gotta swing over. Then Mike 6 November 6. We don't have figures for that, we need November 7. I'm gonna tell him once we're moving. Ryanair 902 November uniform, request intersection November 7. Okay, clear on the left side and clear on the right side.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, runway 24 taxi via hotel Mike 6 November 7.
Hotel Mike 6 November 7, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Okay, clear left side, clear right side, and then hotel would be over there. Like, how are you supposed to get there? I mean, just a swing over then. So, config.
Ryanair 902 November uniform. Contact tower on 121.305. Safe flight.
121.305, Ryanair 902 hotel uniform. Bye bye.
November uniform. Not clear what you said. Say again.
No. Okay, so we leave the apron over here. Before takeoff checklist down to the line, please. In a second at least. Hello, Emmanuel.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. Okay. What the... So... Config check, flaps 5.5, green light, step trim 6.3, takeoff briefing, left seat takeoff, runway 24, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2, and the speeds 44, 44, 40, oh, what the hell, 6, and our SID takes us straight out, right turn, and that's it. Engine out straight at 25, climbing 3000. If need to return, 2-4 is available and long enough. And that's it. Questions? No? Okay. Cabin secure, before takeoff checklist complete, down to the line. Charleroi Tower, Ryanair 902 November uniform, ready for departure.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, Charleroi Tower. Can you repeat that?
Ready for departure.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, runway 24, line up and wait.
Runway 24, line up and wait, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Cabin crew, prepare for
Ryanair
departure.
902 November uniform, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 24, clear for takeoff, Ryanair 902 November uniform.
Ryanair
Cabin
902
crew,
November
prepare for
uniform,
departure.
runway 24, line up and wait.
What? Are we cleared for takeoff?
Approaching.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 24, clear for takeoff, Ryanair 902 November uniform. AI. Alright, MCP. Set,
Ryanair
transponder,
902
Tara,
November
strobe
uniform,
lights
runway
on,
24, line
landing
up
light
and
on. What? No. He's clearly said cleared for takeoff now, has he? Twice.
On runway 24.
Just a quick check. Ah, preceding is on the runway. That's why he's saying it. No comment on that. Okay, well... now he's vacating the runway. Then let's see if he's going to give us a third takeoff clearance.
Ryanair 7 Lima X-ray, contact ground on 121.805.
121.805 to ground, Ryanair 7 Lima X-ray.
Okay, now he's off the runway. Let's just see if we're gonna get a third takeoff clearance here. I want to see what the AI is doing now. Probably waiting until the Ryanair is really like behind any lines. Okay, well, it's fine with me. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if it just, you know, thought we have clearance already, so let's go.
On runway 24.
Take off.
Ryanair 902 November uniform,
here we
runway
go.
24, winds 230 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Stabilized, set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 80 knots, checked. V1, rotate. Gear up. Positive freight.
Ryanair 67 Hotel Quebec, winds 230 at 6, runway
LNAV.
24, cleared to land. Ryanair 902 November uniform, contact Charleroi departure on 133.13.
133.13, Ryanair 902 November uniform, bye bye. Charleroi, Ryanair 902 November uniform, passing 2,500, climbing 70. That flight director is awfully wrong. Then again,
Charleroi departure identified. Climb flight level 070.
climbing level 70, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Okay, buck up. And set standard. Cross check, passing level 40 in a moment. Flaps 1. Speed checked. And flaps up. Speed checked.
Ryanair 92 November uniform. Climb flight level 220.
Final flight level 220, Ryanair 92 November uniform. Set. 220 checked. Flaps up, no light. VNAV. And off the takeoff checklist. Air cannon press 2.0, climbing. Set.
Ryanair 92 November uniform. Contact Brussels control on 125.0.
125.0, Ryanair 92 November uniform. Okay, altimeter standard, after takeoff checklist complete, release the cabin crew. Brussels, good morning, Ryanair 92 November uniform, out of level 64, climbing level 220.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, Brussels control identified. Good morning.
Okay, sounds like a good morning is all we're gonna get. A direct to metal would be nice to avoid that weather. Maybe just the left turn, like 260. Ryanair 902 November uniform, request left heading 260 to avoid weather.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, left heading 260 approved.
Heading 260 approved, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Heading select. You can say about Ryanair whatever you want, but they do weather avoidance just like anyone else. And if it benefits some fuel savings from cutting the route short a bit, then they do it even more. So, altimeters, passing level 102, climb level 220, 10 checks.
Ryanair 902 November uniform, climb flight level 280.
Climbing flight level 280, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Set, 280 checked, VNAV. Okay, we'll delay the 10 checks a slight bit until we have finished the acceleration. Just because once we've done the acceleration we can engage the autopilot and then, you know, and then take everything correctly. And here we go. Command A. Okay, so 10 checks. Fuel is balanced. 4 pumps on, lights off, APU off, air cannon press, 3.8 climbing set. Fast modes remain on for now, recall tracked and monitoring 1 to 1.5. And that's the 10 checks completed. Then we're on climb thrust, so we no longer need that clock. Then let's have a quick look down into the FMC, which we can clean up as well, deleting that holding. Then we no longer need that fixed page, and 377 is optimum, 330 is the planned cruising altitude, and at least according to Flight Radar that is what they usually fly here. I guess it's for slotting reasons, as that keeps us in one of the lower airspaces. Heading 240. Ryanair 92 November uniform, request heading 240 to avoid weather. That should nicely get us through this gap.
Ryanair 92 November uniform heading 240 approved.
Heading 240 approved, Ryanair 92 November uniform. Okay. So right now, looking outside, that heading is actually quite good, getting us through the gap over here. So let's do that. Alright. Engine anti-ice on. Well, so I'm gonna stick with level 260.
November uniform, climb flight level 310.
Climbing flight level 310, Ryanair 92 November uniform. Set, 310 checked, VNAV. Okay, so still have the using reserve fuel. 2.6, yeah. To get rid of that message, the weather in Biarritz is perfect, the forecast is perfect. It's single runway, but we just have a good look at it while we're going down, and then I'd say we can just commit to landing there. So, final reserves are 1. Let me go ahead and change that reserve fuel. But provided the simulator reacts, because right now it's frozen. Hello. Here we go. So, performance reserves 1. That way we've committed to landing at our destination.
Ryanair 21 Whiskey X-ray.
But
Flight level
easy going.
330.
Okay, cool.
Ryanair 21
Then we've done everything we could. So for now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I'll see you all when we start the approach into Biarritz later on. So, we've just been cleared down to an altitude of 3,000 feet from where we are going to intercept the ILS approach in Biarritz. Let's go ahead and have a look at the approach that we are about to fly today by starting with our weather and going through 15,000. The seatbelt sign is coming on. Now the weather, as you can see, is unfortunately rather overcast. Not much we can do about that, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and make the best out of it. So if we have a look into the weather tab for Biarritz over here, we can see it's overcast and 2600 now. In other words, we are going to see something on the approach. It's just not going to be as much as we might have wished, since Biarritz is a really, really beautiful approach. Nonetheless, I think we are going to have a nice approach over here, and I'm sure we are going to enjoy that thing. So let's go ahead and start with our arrival. And for that, I think we are just going to go over the standard briefing, and that's going to get you guys into the loop over here. So, threats for the approach: high terrain in the south with an MSA up to 6,800. The north, 2,300, is all flat land, typical southern France. Now, to mitigate against that, you will be on the terrain display. I'm going to stay on the weather, even though I don't expect anything today. Better safe than sorry. Now, with that out of the way, we got 250 below 100. The forecast page is filled in. Fixed rings runway 27, 10 miles and 4 miles. And for the approach, let's have a quick look. We're coming from Marek below level 80 to waypoint 274 below 5,000, 276 between 3 and 3,500. And then we are proceeding to the IB Zulu 27, max 200 and above 3,000. From there we join the ILS Zulu approach, runway 27, and that thing starts in 2,500. And I have slightly changed the speeds to actually take a... Hold on a moment here. IBZ27, we got 2 of them. Let's fix that. Here we go. So, that's in 2,500. I've changed the speed from 200 knots to 180 knots here to make the approach a little bit easier. And then we got a 3-degree glide slope down to the minimum of 429 feet on the 8200. And that is set and checked twice. For the go-around, straight at 2.60 me India Bravo Tango Zulu, which is what we got over here. Then a right turn 359, intercept 319 outbound to join the 12 DME arc, and that's exactly what we got over here. Inbound to Monarchs, climbing to 4,000 feet, and we got 4,000 down here as well. So, frequencies, or rather courses, 268, frequencies 1135, and then we can tune Bravo Tango Zulu on 1415 as well, like that. Okay. And the elevation is 219, 200 is selected. Now, for our approach, we arrive with 3.1 tons of fuel now. We had 2.6 as our diversion minimum, so we can re-enter those, giving us 500 kilos extra, and 500 extra is going to result in approximately, make that 15 minutes-ish. Well, we are burning 200, and that's a landing weight of 65.9, and with that we are going to do a flap 30 approach, auto brakes 3, giving us 1,800 meters, to vacate the runway down here in Papa, and then taxi to apron Charlie, parking somewhere, most likely over here. I don't think we're gonna get a terminal gate, we don't need one, that's all fine, so somewhere over there. Okay. And that's what I got for our briefing. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Fantastic, so that's our briefing complete. Then we are passing 9.5, descending 3,000. Well, first of all, set QNH. And the QNH is cross-check, passing 9,440 now. 10 checks. Fuel is balanced, 4 pumps on. The lights are on, angular bank 25, air cannon press, 3.0 descending and set, fast modes on, recall checked, and 21.5 still on the monitor. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing, and that's the 10 checks complete. Okay, so far so easy. By the way, in case you're wondering, no, I did not forget to turn on the ATC sound, it simply is that silent over here. Not much going on these days. But that's totally fine with me, I'd rather have it nice and easy than have it super busy. After all, when I did my poll on the channel, you guys said that you preferred flying small airport to small airport, and obviously small airport means not as much traffic as well. Even though I can tell you that it can get pretty darn busy at airports like these. But hey, that's not going to be our problem right now, so that's fine with me. Alright, speed target is reducing, and the plane itself is of course not decelerating at all. In that case, we should get some FMS message here. Drag required, at least. Oh, it's not doing it. Okay, then I'm doing it myself. Oh, come on. Setting those spoilers is so incredibly difficult with an axis. If you just drag them, it's kinda okay, but that's of course not how you treat spoilers in the real world. Alright, so let's do a thrust check, please. Frequencies, 135 3 times. Fixed rings, 2710-4. Items, Bravo, Zulu. Standby instruments, set. And the course is 268. Alright, that's all looking good. Approach checklist, altimeters and instruments, and trust checked, approach rates, check and set. Approach checklist complete. Then VSD on your side. Surprise, it's not going to be able to catch the speed, but we have to keep descending due to the altitude restriction. So after 276, that's where we will start the deceleration.
11 miles from FI27. Turn right, heading 200. Descend altitude 2,500 feet until established the localizer. Cleared for the island runway 27 approach.
Right 200, descending 2500, cleared LS 27, Ryanair 92 November uniform. Okay, heading. The nice thing about getting off the star is that we can use level change now because the altitude constraints no longer apply to us. And that suddenly makes it a lot easier. So let's start slowing it down. Like that. Alright, tower is going to be on 18.7. Let's pre-select that. Like this. And then let's have some fun. Not sure if we read the approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments, cross check, approach rates, check and set, approach check is complete. We did do the first, that's pretty much the only important thing of these. Alright, flaps 1, speed checked. Okay, let's do one more turn here, heading 240. Just to make the intercept a little nicer. Yeah, cleared, approach armed, and here we go, localizer capture, glide stop capture. 4,000 feet set, runway heading set, flaps 5, speed checked.
Contact Biarritz Tower, 118.7. When established.
118.7, Ryanair 92 November uniform, bye bye. Hello?
Captain, the cabin is not secure for landing.
Yo. Okay, flaps 5. A little bit of headwind here, 9 miles, 190 ground, perfect. Biarritz Tower, Ryanair 92 November uniform, established ILS 27.
November uniform, Biarritz Tower, roger, continue approach.
2500.
Terrain noted.
November uniform, runway 27 with 3007, cleared to land.
Runway 27, cleared to land, Ryanair 92 November uniform. So, did I tell you that this is a nice approach, or did I tell you that this is a nice approach? Fantastic, isn't it? Seen from this perspective here as well. Just beautiful. Alright, we are a little bit on the fast side here, but if we configure at 5 miles, that should be good. Just gonna set the speed back down already. Speed has come down nicely, so we can do 4 miles. Gear down, flaps 15. Landing checklist. Start switches. Continuous, recall, tracked. Speed brake arm, green light. Landing gear down, 3 green. Auto brake, 3 set. Okay, flaps 30. Speed track, flaps 30. So, flaps 30, 30, green light, landing lights on, landing checklist completed, crew seated, clear to land. Checked. Just check this beautiful view on the city over there. Really about as nice as it gets, isn't it? Correcting descent rate. And 500, continue.
500. 400. 100.
Checked. Low downdraft, continue.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 40, 10, 5.
Speed brake up, thrust as normal. 80%, 100 knots. 80 knots. 60 knots.
Contact ground on 121 decimal 905.
121 decimal 905, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Okay, you tune that please. Ground bonjour, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Request taxi to the gate.
Good day.
Gate 4, Papa Victor, Ryanair 902 November uniform. Good day. Don't think we can reasonably expect an APU, a ground power here, so... So, there's number 4. Next to the Transavia. Nice and slow. Okay, lights off. APU is available. To blue. And stop. 1 red. Engine's dead. Okay, she was faster than me. That's fine. Oh, and I forgot to switch. That's fine. Alright. Rather warm, so let's turn the Let's turn the APU bleed on. Alright, transit shutdown checklist. Electrical on APU, fast modes off, probe bleed auto, NEIs off, voice recorder on, air compacts auto, engine bleed on, APU bleed on, exterior lights steady and wheel well. Start switches off, auto brake off, speed brake down to 10, flaps out and light, parking brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, transponder 2000 standby, CB/RCB in, and cockpit door unlocked. Alright, transit shutdown checklist complete. And with that, guys, welcome to Biarritz. Do hope you enjoyed this one, and do leave your feedback, as always, in the comments underneath the video. I'm looking forward to it, because your feedback is the only way to improve over here, and I do hope that you enjoyed seeing a couple smaller airports as well. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for flying along, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.